You want to be very careful. You might drop this guy a little bit more often than you may drop any other knife. And for the price, I really wish there were more knives like this guy. Really wish there were a lot more knives at this price range. I like this exposed metal design, and as you can clearly see, right, they each kind of put their own spin on it. Hello and what is going on, guys? My name is Miguel. Welcome back to Miguel EDC, where we talk everything EDC here. And today we're going to be looking at this guy right here. Bam! The RUIKE. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. There's all kinds of different ways to pronounce this thing, I guess, based on how it's spelled. You want to pronounce it one way, but it's pronounced something different. But RUIKE, hopefully that's the way to say it. RUIKE P801. So that is the guy that we're going to be looking at today. All right off the bat, I want to just share with you guys, I've had this knife for quite some time now. This is actually one of my very first EDC knives on a budget. Once I tell you guys how much this guy is, you're gonna be very surprised. As a matter of fact, let's just address that right off the bat. This guy here comes around $28 to $30, guys. $28 to $30. Such a great budget EDC knife. One of my very first knives that I had after my Kershaw leak, after my Civivi Elementum. So this guy is running a 14C 28N steel here on the blade. We're gonna get into all the specs in just a moment. I was gonna do an unboxing on this guy in the channel, right, to show you guys my first impressions, but I was so excited to just open it and start using it that I forgot to record that video. But since I have been using it for a couple of months now, I believe it is time to go ahead and give you guys a comprehensive review on this little guy right here. So I mentioned earlier, this guy is rocking a 14C 28N, and that is exactly the same steel that the Kershaw leak has, the 1660 version, the most basic version. So this guy's also rocking a 14C 28N steel. I want to bring this guy here in comparison too, because this RUIKE here reminds me a lot of the CJRB Pyrite, right? So these are my all steel knives that I have so far, right? So these guys are all steel. I like this exposed metal design, and as you can clearly see, right, they each kind of put their own spin on it right there. So I love my Pyrite. By the way, I'm currently EDCing this guy to go ahead and give you guys a review here very soon, so stay tuned for that. And the review on the leak has already been out for quite some time, so if you want to check that out, it is going to be in the channel. I'll probably put a link in the description or put a card up here somewhere. Let's do the other comparisons that we normally do on the channel. Here's the Paramilitary 2. That's going to be a little bit of a slightly bigger, longer knife right there, also wider. Right here is the smaller brother, the Para 3, and the Para 3 might be actually a little bit shorter than the RUIKE P801. So just a quick side-by-side comparison there to give you an idea. We have the Spyder Coast Muck right here in the mix, so might as well throw this guy in there too, just to give you an idea as well. Probably around the same length, the Spyder Coast Muck, just a tiny bit longer. All right, let's quickly check against the Demco AD 20.5 brothers right here. That is the clip point blade. Here is the shark's foot blade. Both of the Demcos are going to be slightly shorter, but just by maybe a quarter of an inch if anything. But you can see very comparable medium knives right there, medium to larger knives. With the Sencut brothers here, we got the Saxy and we got the Crawley, right? I want to say the blade shape on the RUIKE reminds me a lot of the blade shape here on the Crawley for sure. Looks pretty much the same. And lengthwise, I want to say it might be just as long as the Saxy right here, this top one. And the Crawley is, yeah, definitely a little bit longer in overall length right there. All right, last but not least, we can't forget about the Ontario brothers here. We got the Wrap Model 1 right there. This was going to be a much bigger knife. As you can see there, the RUIKE, not RUIKE, the Ontario Wrap Model 2, which is a smaller brother, is definitely going to be smaller than the RUIKE P801. Again, similar situation here. The blade shape, you know, this drop point, clip point blade shape definitely reminds me a lot of the yeah, the Wrap Model 1 and 2, right? Just like the RUIKE P801 right there. But you guys can see for yourself, right? Yeah, definitely this one a much bigger knife. Smaller brother, right? Definitely in a different category, but you guys be the judge of that. This is just to give you an idea right there. All right, let's do a quick carry profile right here. This guy's gonna be very slim. Here it is compared to the Para 3, right? Definitely the Para 3 is gonna be a little bit wider right there. Same deal here with the Paramilitary 2 right there, as you can see. Guys, compared to the Demcos, regardless of blade shape, you can see very comparable right there. Next to the Sencut Crawley, right? Obviously the Crawley is going to be a lot thicker, as you can see. Next to the Saxy, right? Same deal here, right? definitely on the thicker side. Next to the Wrap Model 1, that's a thick boy right there, for sure. Much thicker compared to the Wrap Model 2, right? The smaller brother. Still a little bit thicker, so needless to say, this guy is very, very slim if you're not getting that idea by now. Last quick one here next to the Pyrite. The Pyrite is going to be a little bit thicker as well. Right, all comes down to preference. And next to the Kershaw leak, right, very, very comparable. So once it is folded, right, what is the length and height in your pocket? What does that look like? Well, here's what that folded profile looks like next to the Spyderco brothers here, the Paramilitary 2, the Para 3, right? Definitely the Spydercos are going to be a little bit wider, right? In some cases, right, the Paramilitary 2 a little bit longer as well, right? The Para 3 a little bit shorter, right? But again, Spydercos with a Spidey hole definitely make that knife a lot wider to carry in your pocket. This guy's just so slim, right? As you can see, it is more so comparable to the Spyderco Smock right there. Check that out, right? The Spyderco Smock is going to be also very slim, right? Very nice and thin in the pocket, so definitely compares to this guy a lot more than the other two. Next to the Demco brothers here, 80-20.5 on both blade shapes. As you can see there, the blade definitely sticks out a lot more on the Demcos when they are folded, therefore making it a little bit of a wider knife right there to carry. As far as the length, pretty much on par right there, right? Very similar length between these guys. Next to the Sencut brothers here, the Crawley and the Saxy. All right, for consistency, I put the Saxy on top, Crawley on the bottom there, and there you have it, guys. Very comparable to the Crawley, right, because it is just as wide. Definitely the Saxy, because of this blade shape, it's going to be a little bit wider, right? But as far as the length goes, very, very comparable on all three of these. Next to the Wrap Model 1 and Wrap Model 2, definitely the Wrap Model 1 is going to be in a category of its own. The RUIKE is somewhere in the middle, and the Wrap Model 2 is much smaller, right? I want to say compares a lot more to the Wrap Model 2 in you know, how wide it is. The Wrap Model 1 is just way wider of a knife. And of course, since we keep comparing them to these two, right, there is the Kershaw leak and the CJRB Pyrite, right? So very similar in length, these three guys right here, very, very similar, and also very, very slim, right? So if you like the aesthetics of, you know, the old chrome or exposed stainless steel metal, right, these are going to be the way to go. And yeah, also very comparable on width on all three of these. Is there any play on this guy whatsoever? No, this thing is rock solid, you guys, rock solid. There's no movement here of any kind whatsoever. You do have some jimping going on right here at the top that makes it very nice and comfortable. It's perfect positioning right there for where your thumb would be when you're making any type of utility cuts or what have you, right? Perfect positioning. You kind of have this, as far as the ergos go, right, you have this nice indentation right here for your index finger. It kind of helps with, you know, gripping the knife a little bit better. I want to say, because you are getting this stainless steel, you know, plain scales on this guy or frame, right? There's no design or pattern or anything like that on this guy to grip onto. So if you're not, you know, if you're wearing gloves or if you have like butterfingers like me, you want to be very careful. You might drop this guy a little bit more often than you may drop any other knife. Feel like as far as the ergos go, that's what this here is all about. For the index finger, that groove indentation there. Also the flipper portion of the knife also kind of acts as a index finger stopper, right? So you don't go into the blade too much. I have average hands, average size hands, not too small, not too big. And I want to say, right, all four fingers are able to grip right there at the handle, and there's still plenty of, you know, just a little bit of enough knife left on the other end. Feels nice and comfortable. I want to say the pocket clip doesn't make it uncomfortable in any way. You kind of forget it's there, to be honest, right? You can make your forward cuts. I want to say your reverse cuts. Yeah, those are going to be very comfortable as well. So in conclusion, guys, I gotta tell you, I'm trying not to be biased here, but I could not be happier with this knife. This knife has checked so many boxes for me. It is one of my favorite EDCs. It's definitely up there. And for the price, I really wish there were more knives like this guy. Really wish there were a lot more knives at this price range. Again, around the $30 ballpark. Check the links in the description. Those are affiliate links and they help out the channel. No extra cost to you, but for that price, you really can't get any better than this. I mean, you guys let me know. We can kind of start a conversation in the comments comments into what other knife variant will be better than this guy for this price point. But I gotta tell you, for as much work this guy has done for me, all the cardboard boxes this guy has cut through over the last months, and still holding an awesome edge and it's still looking amazing as if it was still brand new out of the box. This is a very, very solid EDC. In your case, I mean, you got nothing to lose if you're considering this guy, possibly buying it, testing it. You got nothing to lose if you just want to order it and then test it out. You can always return it if you end up not liking it. But I feel like you guys are definitely not going to be disappointed at all. This is a solid knife. I'm super happy that I have one. It has not disappointed me in any way and it still retains a heck of an edge. So I'm just so glad that they have an awesome knife, solid knife like this one at this price point. Well, there you have it, guys. Let me know in the comments anything that I perhaps missed on the review. Hopefully I have been able to empower you with some valuable information in regards to making your purchase, or even if you're considering buying this guy or getting this guy for a friend. That's also another great thing I feel this guy will do. If you're trying to get a knife for a non-knife friend, trying to get him into the hobby, come on, this is a perfect knife right here, right? I always say the Civivi Elementum, but if you don't have Civivi Elementum budget, get this guy, right? Definitely save yourself about 20 bucks or so and still gonna get the job done, get that friend, brother, you know, significant other, what have you, into the hobby. They're gonna love it. This guy is gonna cut for, you know, a long time, and they're gonna be super happy with it, to say the least. So hope you guys have enjoyed the review. Again, if I miss anything, let me know in the comments. Any questions you may have, just ask away. I'll be hanging out in the comments to answer all of your questions. If you guys made it this far, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the support in the channel. By the way, by the time you're seeing this video, it is very possible that the review on the Pyrite is going to be available. It's a very fidgety EDC as well, which I'm also very excited to review because it's been awesome. So that card will be right here for you guys to check it out. That is the CJRB Pyrite. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.